It's 10:40 p.m. on a very snowy night, and this is what happens here at Guywolf Pottery. We work all day and all night, and we've been making a whole bunch of things this week that are inspired by pieces from the 19th century, specifically wares that are made out of red clay dipped in white slip.
So yeah, you have SlipWares, they're called. This is a red ware pot. So it's a red clay pot, and then it's that particular one slipped in white clay and then spattered with minerals.
So Guy made this pot, and after Guy made a bunch of these, I made small ones first, which this is what they look like before they've been glazed and fired. So this has the white slip on it. It's a red pot dipped in white slip, spattered with the minerals.
So see, it's exactly the same, except it doesn't have the glaze on it, and it hasn't gone to 2005 degrees.
Right now, we are doing something that Guy taught me about. I had no idea that this was a thing called checkering.
Checkering.
And
so do you want to put them in?
Sure.
Might as well.
Sure. So Guy has started this, and the pots are arranged staggered in the kiln in a way that allows air to move around the pots, and then the kiln will get turned on, and it will be taken up to just below the boiling point of water, which is
212 degrees water boil, so we bring it up to 200 degrees.
And then it's left there for how long, Guy?
Well, it depends on what size pots they are. For this size pot, you really wouldn't have to do it more than 3 hours.
Okay, and then what that does is forces any excess moisture that's in the pot to come out of the pot to make it safer for firing. So
the old-time potters actually called this steaming. I mean, if it was actually steaming, it would be bad. When you were a kid and somebody in school said, "Oh, you had an air bubble, your pot blew up," never happened.
Well, that's throughout high school. When a pot blew up, we were told it's because there was an air bubble in it.
It was because probably the wall of the pot was so fat that all the water couldn't get out. So when water is stuck inside a pot and you get it above 212 degrees, the water boils and the pot blows up.
Yeah. So these are going in, they're going to be steamed, and then they'll be glazed and fired. And now we're going to do something that's so fun.
Fantastic.
So over here, we have things that I've made over the last couple of days. These are the large pots, just like Guy made the 4-pound pots. So I made these ones, and these were dipped in slip. Guy dipped these in slip, and I spattered them. They are drying. And then these I made today as well. This is that beautiful shape that Guy demonstrated, the English loving cup. So I made them out of white clay.
So what happened is in the 1600s, there was a lot of hand-carved marble flower pots in Great Britain. And they came up with this, the south of England, there's a lot of white clay. So they made flower pots out of white clay, and guess what? It looked like faux marble. So there's a whole period where there are these pots that look like marble that are just made out of white clay.
So this morning, while Guy and I and the family were having coffee and breakfast, we were talking about things to make, and I asked Guy if he's ever made a soap dish before. And then I pulled up an example of a 19th century soap dish made in America. I've used them. My friend Laura has one at her kitchen sink in Toronto, and we scurried out here, and so we spent all day experimenting, and we look at these. So these are all different versions.
So Rajiv makes a square piece of
Wise man soap.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I'll try to make some square ones, and of course the old ones that we saw were joggled. So it's like, whoopee.
So the Guy finished these, and then I made these over here, and I was experimenting. So I made round ones, which are really like the ones that one of the examples we saw today. This is, I would say this and this are my ideal versions. And what we're gonna do right now is so much fun. We're going to make these look like these.
So I'm going to start just to demonstrate. This is a pot that's too dry for what we're doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk it. So all of these colors are from different minerals. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shake these up a little bit. Each one of these is a different color. So we don't know what this is going to react like because this pot's drier than what we usually do. I'm just going to give it a dunk all the way down. Now, while it's wet, I'm going to puddle some white clay on it. Now, while that's still going, I'm going to add just a little bit of stuff to it. And then I'm going to start moving it around. Well, let's put some on this. Okay, for the fun of it, I'm going to just knock it this way. I don't know, I'm going to add a little bit of blue, green. So here's the green. Now, this is reacting very differently than what it would if it was a wet pot.
Because this pot was dry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see when we get to Rajiv doing these. But at least that gives you a little bit of an idea.
Soap dish. Leather heart over to the red slip. It goes in. Shake the excess off. And then quickly, while it's wet, white, 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 dark, 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 dark.
Now this
dark.
is where the magic happens.
So we wiggle, 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 wiggle. Marble, marble.
You see how much more that moved than it did on the piece that I just did?
Because this was wet.
Because that was wet.
And now I have to very carefully.
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Yep.
Oh my god, that looks so much nicer now. No, it's not. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that.
I know.
Look at it's just thrilling. And it becomes addictive. We've been doing this all day and giggling like school children. We have. Because it's like.
Well, it transforms the pot.
Yeah. Because this looks nice, but then when that comes out, it looks spectacular.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is the second one. And I'm going in order of the ones that I don't like to the ones that I like. Because we found that it gets better as you do it.
Yes. Before you do it, just go like this with your hand for a minute. Yeah, go now upside down. Nope, not take this part and point it downwards. No, the whole front of the thing down. Hold your hand like this.
Yeah.
There. I mean, just try from different spots, where, so that you feel completely at ease about.
For the marbling part?
For jiggling it around. So you can jiggle in any, when you're putting it on, you can go plop, you can go plop, you can go plop, and then do your jiggling.
Okay.
And at the very last minute, when you're making the puddles, slow down and watch where it's going.
Okay.
And come in with the camera and look, because it's unbelievable to watch moving the puddles around.
Okay. Erste Mal.
I can't tell you guys how much fun this is. Leave it wet. Leave it wet.
Okay.
Now don't wiggle it yet. Now from your puddles, add to the spots where you know it's going to be moving. Now just for the fun of it, move it gently. Here, look, keep it up like that and just watch what you're doing. It doesn't have to go fast.
Oh, you're right. And then
fantastic. Look, do a close-up of that. That's just fantastic.
And then when it's glazed, it
It pops.
comes to life.
It just pops. But did you see how different that was?
Yeah.
Because you're watching what you're doing and you're moving it, sort of.
I didn't realize that you can move slow.
Yeah.
Like the instinct is, it has to go fast. And you start to get kind of nervous.
The thing that's really exciting, when Rajiv started doing the splatterware, we call the other stuff, when I was doing it, it looked sort of like Jackson Pollock because I did so much of it. And we sort of realized towards the end, less is more.
We looked at the 19th century examples again and saw it's sparse. Okay, next.
Bravo. Bravo.
Okay. It just doesn't get old. We kept saying this. It never, you don't tire of this. It's every time feels like the first time, baby. Okay. I think the other thing is you don't have to stop.
Well, that's the great thing. There's someplace seems to be a little low on it.
And you do have the red, which also you can play around with it.
Fantastic. Just fantastic.
It's fun. It's so much fun. Okay, last one.
The sad thing is it's the last one.
Yeah, it always feels. Do you feel that?
Yes.
When it comes to the end?
Yeah. No, well, you just have to make 40 of them. That's all.
Okay. So this just to explain how this works. It's a really beautiful, simple design. We made a bowl. We made a plate. We stuck them together, poked holes in it. You put the soap on here. The soap, when it's wet, when you're using it, the excess water will go through these holes. And then you can pour out that water through this drainage hole. Beautiful 19th century design.
Incredibly smart and simple. Not so simple to make. Oh, very nice. Not too much, just gonna, yeah, great.
Marbling, using colored slips.
So one of the things we found out was if after you've done the puddling, if you do too much of it, it turns into sort of a muddy thing.
The colors blend together.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah, but they don't stay separate. And the beautiful thing is that every piece is different. You don't know what's going to happen. Well, there you have it. Late at night, marbling here at Guywolf's Pottery Studio. Thank you, sir.
You're so welcome. Thank you.